Today I will be showing you every recipe for every brainrot in the Los Brainrot Traders. First brainrot is the Los Sigmas. Recipe 1 requires 3 Sigma boys. Recipe 2 requires a Sigma boy, Los Tralolaritas and Los Cucaracas. Recipes 3 requires Los Cipetarinis and a Sigma boy. The next brainrot is Los Cornies. Recipe 1 requires 3 Pipi Cornies. Recipe 2 requires Los Jobcitos and Pipi Corny. The final recipe for Los Cornies requires a Los Carcaritos and a Pipi Corny. The next brainrot from the Los Brainrot Traders is Los Tancitos. The first recipe requires a Tang Tang Kelatang and Los Burritos. The second recipe requires a Granny, Tang Tang Kelatang and a Los Migatitos. The third recipe requires a Los Quesidilas, a Tang Tang Kelatang and a Los Chicletarias. The next brainrot is Los Tic Tacs. The first recipe needs a Tic Tac Sahur and a Los Fruits. The second recipe needs a Tic Tac Sahur and a Los 6-7. The final recipe requires a Tic Tac Sahur and a la Grande combination and Los Burritos. The next brainrot for the Los Traders is Los Admins. The first recipe requires a Saminai Fatini and a Los Fruits. The next recipe is the only recipe that only needs one brainrot. The brainrot is Saminai Cakini. The final recipe needs Stakini Fatini, Calosaurus and Los Spiderinis. The next brainrot is the best brainrot from the Los Traders, the Moby Bros. The first recipe requires a Jelly Moby and a Saminai Cakini. The second recipe requires a Jelly Moby and a Los Puggies. The third recipe is the only recipe with Anther brainrot from the Los Traders. The brainrots required are Los Tic Tacs and Jelly Moby. The next brainrot is Rubico Cubico. The first recipe needs Fourth Bros and Barrito Cabanito. The second recipe needs Rubrixo and Los Spiderinis. The final recipe requires Cloverat Clepat and Love and Rose. The next brainrot is Examine Bros. The first recipe needs Los 6-7, No My Examine and Cocoa and Mango. Second recipe needs No My Examine and Guest 666. Final recipe needs Yes My Examine, John Doe, Jim Bros and Los No My Hots Petitos. The last brainrot in the Brainrot Trader is Los Secret Combination. The first recipe needs a Spaghetti Toaletti and a Los Sacolas. The second recipe needs a Isak Sacola, a Pot Hotspot and Fortunu and Casheru. The final recipe needs a Isak Sacola a la Food Combination and a Spaghetti Toaletti. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.